Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm sharing a story that genuinely gave me chills. And honestly, it's one of those experiences that makes you question everything you think you know about the world. This is the story of the last call from a dead number. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to be thinking about this for days. So stick around and keep watching because this is something that will absolutely blow your mind. So let me set the scene for you. It was a Tuesday evening, nothing special about it. I was sitting at home, scrolling through my phone, just doing the usual evening routine after work. I had just finished eating dinner and was relaxing on my couch, watching some TV in the background. My phone buzzes and I see an incoming call. The number looked familiar, but I couldn't quite place it immediately. It was showing up as an unknown caller, which is always a bit suspicious in this day and age. I almost didn't answer because, let's be honest, who picks up calls from unknown numbers anymore? Nobody wants to deal with telemarketers or spam calls. But something made me answer this one. Call it intuition, call it luck, call it whatever you want, but I picked up that phone. On the other end was my grandfather's voice. And I mean, it was unmistakably him. His tone, his accent, that little chuckle he always had before he spoke. He said my name, and he sounded so clear, so real, like he was calling from just down the street. The signal was perfect, no static, no interference, nothing like that. We talked for about 5 minutes. He was asking me how I was doing, how my job was going, if I was eating well, all the things he always used to worry about. We talked about the weather, about my family, about little things that happened in our lives. He told me he missed me and that he was proud of the person I had become. It was such a normal conversation, so warm and so comforting. It felt like any other call we might have had before. Then he said, "I need to go now. Take care of yourself." And the line went dead. Here's where this story gets absolutely wild. After the call ended, I sat there for a moment, just feeling this overwhelming sense of peace and warmth. But then reality hit me like a ton of bricks. My grandfather had passed away 3 months earlier. 3 months. I was at his funeral. I helped organize it. I watched them lower his casket into the ground. I grieved with my entire family. There's no way I just talked to him on the phone. No way at all. My heart started racing. I felt dizzy and confused. My hands started shaking. I immediately pulled up my phone's call log to check the number. And this is where it gets even more inexplicable. The number wasn't in my contacts. It wasn't saved anywhere. It was just a string of digits that I had never seen before. But when I looked at the number more carefully, I noticed something strange. One of the digits was repeated in a pattern that seemed almost impossible to be random. It was like a code, almost. I stared at that number for what felt like forever, trying to make sense of it, trying to find some logical explanation for what had just happened. I called my mother right away because honestly, I didn't know what else to do. I was confused, scared, and I needed someone else to tell me I wasn't losing my mind. I was worried that maybe I was having some kind of mental breakdown, that grief had finally caught up with me and was making me hallucinate entire phone conversations. My mother listened to my entire story without interrupting. I told her everything, every detail, from the moment I picked up the phone to the exact words my grandfather said. When I finished, she went silent for a long moment. Then she told me something that absolutely blew my mind. She said that my grandfather had always said that if there was any way possible, any way at all, he would try to reach out to me after he was gone. Not to haunt me or anything like that, but just to let me know that he was okay, that he was at peace. She said he believed in things beyond our understanding, things that science couldn't explain. He believed in the connection between people, in the power of love, in the idea that death might not be the final end that we all assume it is. And apparently, he'd made her promise never to tell me about this belief because he wanted it to be real for me, not just something I was expecting. He wanted it to be a genuine surprise, a genuine moment of connection. That's when everything just clicked into place. The warmth I felt during the call wasn't just comfort from hearing his voice. It was something deeper, something more profound. It was like receiving a final gift, a final message that transcended the normal boundaries of life and death. He was telling me that he was okay, that he was at peace, and that he wanted me to be at peace too. He was telling me not to worry about him, not to carry the weight of his death with me for the rest of my life. I never tried to call that number back. Part of me knows that there's no point, that that call was a one-time thing, a moment that existed outside of normal reality. It's like trying to step into the same river twice, you know? It's impossible. But I keep that number written down in my journal. Not the actual number itself, because honestly, I'm a little bit afraid of what might happen if I called it again. But I keep the date and time of the call and what was said. It's like a little keepsake, a reminder that just sometimes, just occasionally, the boundaries between our world and whatever comes after are a little bit thinner than we think. The thing that really gets me is how clear and real everything was. It wasn't like a dream where things are fuzzy and disjointed and don't quite make sense. Every detail was sharp and vivid and crystal clear. His voice was perfect. I could hear him breathing. The conversation flowed naturally, like we were just catching up like we always did. It was as real as any other phone call I've ever received. And you know what the most comforting part was? It wasn't scary at all. There was no sense of dread or fear or anything negative. It was just pure love and warmth coming through that phone line. Since this happened, I've done some research. And believe it or not, I'm not the only person who has experienced something like this. There are thousands of stories online from people who have received calls or messages from deceased loved ones. Some people hear voices. Some get phone calls like me. Some say they've seen their loved ones in dreams or in person. Some claim they've received text messages or emails. And while skeptics will say these are all just grief-induced hallucinations or coincidences, I can't bring myself to believe that. The experience was too real, too specific, too profound. There's no way my mind could have constructed something so authentic. I've learned not to try to explain it or rationalize it. Science tells us that ghosts don't exist, that consciousness ends when the body dies, that communication with the dead is impossible. And maybe they're right. Maybe there's some logical explanation that I just haven't found yet. But I've decided that I don't care about finding that explanation. I've learned to just accept it for what it was, a gift. A moment where the veil between worlds was lifted just enough for my grandfather to let me know that he was still there in some form, that he was at peace, and that our love for each other transcends death itself. My grandfather taught me so much during his life. He taught me about kindness, about perseverance, about the importance of family, and staying connected to the people you love. He taught me about hard work and dedication and never giving up on your dreams. He taught me about respect and honor and doing the right thing even when nobody's watching. And that final call, that mysterious call from a dead number, it taught me one last thing. It taught me that love doesn't end when life does. It continues on in ways we can't always see or understand. It transcends the physical world and exists on a plane that we're only beginning to comprehend. I think what happened that night was a gift from my grandfather. He was telling me goodbye in a way that would stay with me forever. He was telling me that even though he's gone from this physical world, he's still connected to me. He's still watching over me. He's still proud of me and rooting for me. And maybe, just maybe, if we listen closely enough, if we keep our hearts open, we might just hear from those we've loved and lost. So that's the story of the last call from a dead number. I know some of you will be skeptical. I know some of you will try to find a logical explanation. Maybe you'll say it was a prank. Maybe you'll say it was a glitch in the phone system. Maybe you'll say my mind played tricks on me. And that's okay. I'm not here to convince anyone of anything. I'm just here to share my experience and to invite you into this mystery with me. But I want you to know that this experience changed me. It gave me comfort during a time of grief. It gave me hope. It gave me peace. And it made me believe that there's so much more to this universe than what we can see with our eyes or measure with our instruments. If you've experienced something similar, if you've received a mysterious call or message from a loved one who has passed, please share it in the comments below. I'd absolutely love to hear your stories. I'm fascinated by these experiences, and I love connecting with people who have gone through something like this. And if you enjoyed this video, if you found this story interesting or moving, please like and subscribe for more unexplained stories and mysteries. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.